swimming is such a great sport. I mean, I really love it. I wasn't a particularly fit child, I wasn't particularly good at any other sport, but swimming is something I really loved, and it's really lovely to share that passion for swimming that I have and be part of this.
Well, I'm really excited that there's so many people taking part of all abilities, and I think it's great that there's lots of youngsters that can swim with their mums and dads and stuff, and a lot of people have never done this before.
This British Gas Swim Britain initiative is so important. It's a great way to get families but also friends and people involved in swimming.
They're all here to support each other, which is great morale, and hopefully will boost their confidence and self-esteem.
What we want is that in the next few years we want 500,000 people swimming regularly, and the benefits of that are huge.
It's a big challenge, but I think having events like this is really going to make a big difference to that.
Good evening and welcome to Tollcross International Swimming Centre for coverage of the Scottish Gas National Swimming Championships. This is brought to you live and exclusive by Scottish Swimming in a partnership with Scottish Gas, Glasgow Life, Speedo and QTV Sports. I'm Drew Gordon and I'll be your guide in the final session this evening and over the next 2 days as well. Exciting swimming here in Glasgow's East End as the top swimmers from Scotland vie for their place on Team Scotland at the 2014 Commonwealth Games later this year. So let's give you a little taster, a little look from this morning's swims. We've got another 8 finals for you this evening, so a lot to look forward to, and some of them building up to real prospects of very, very fast swimming and great racing as well. Not just the time, but the actual racing. So here's how they qualified for tonight's finals.
This is a strong effort from Hannah.
2:15. So again, I think this is another point to raise for young swimmers and young coaches. It's about good rehearsal, and if you want to swim as fast as 2:14 point or better, you really need to do a little dress rehearsal in the heats and tell the body where it's going to go. Good professional swim, as you would expect. He is a great competitor, a hungry competitor, but you've still got to come out and put in a professional performance. A nice 3:58. And that heads the meet up at the moment. As Rennick brings it home in 3:56. Lewis in second place with 3:58 and Hamilton in 3:59. Katie Armitage driving for it. The Hatfield 17-year-old, the Anglo-Scot, looking to have a go at this time. Centre of the pool then, being left by Katie Armitage in the final. That's a 1:10.17. A little bit slow on the first 50. Good strength at the back. Maybe that's the practice that she was undertaking there in the final heat of the 100 breaststroke. Chelsea Lawson of Carnegie entered on 2:14.2. She's really attacked this swim. A little bit of over entry on the arms. That's going across the centre line. but it's a 2:16 at the end of the day. Into the wall, 2:06, 2:07, and a posting of 2:09 in the heats.
It means business, doesn't it?
Very good rehearsal. The power men in the middle coming through. Jamie Graham, Glenn Surgalus on the 50 fly. Surgalus takes the touch, maybe slightly slower than they would want at 24.97, but a good time nevertheless. Well, that's this morning's swims out of the way, into the finals, and we look forward to tonight's session. It's the same events all through the day, and this is the events that you have this evening. In the women's 200 IM, of course, looking for Hannah Miley to do another qualifying time. The men's 400 building between the 1500 men and the 400 specialist Robbie Rennick. A 200 breaststroke to just savour with Mike Jemison, swimming very fast in the morning. And the 4x2 relay anchoring this session after a couple of very swift 50s. So a mouth-watering session. Joined, of course, by Dave Leith, former Commonwealth swimmer, and who's been enjoying the meet so far, but also a little disappointed for some of the swims from last night's finals, David.
Yeah, definitely. Not because of underperformance, though, just because of strong performances, but maybe just not the result from a couple of athletes that have been very close. Stefan Hogan, very, very close. Martin Kremen in the 1500, and Camilla Hattersley very close in the 400 IM as well. So, yeah, I think we saw a lot of good races this morning in the athletes in their individual heats, but it'll be really, really interesting to watch them go head-to-head tonight in the finals.
Yeah, we've noticed that the heats sprinkle the swimmers around, both by selection of heats and in the race itself. And we've been looking for more head-to-head, shoulder-to-shoulder, eyeball-to-eyeball racing, haven't we?
Absolutely, and we're looking in particular, for me, the 400-metre freestyle. Robbie versus Stephen Milne is going to be a great race.
Thanks, Dave. Now, this weekend's championship is as much to do with you at home as it does the swimmers here. And we want you to play a part in making this event Scottish swimming's biggest and best ever national championships. That's a challenge. To have your say, tweet us using the hashtag SGNC2014. You'll find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Scottish Swimming. And wherever in the world you may be swimming this weekend, take a picture and Instagram it into the same hashtag SGNC2014. Now, all this social media input is part of Scottish Swimming's commitment to bringing you the most exciting and engaging coverage of national championships. And all of this week's live coverage will be available for catch-up on the Scottish Swimming YouTube channel, should you miss it. So if you'd like to keep up with all the latest Scottish Swimming video content, we're going to show you how you can do that.
Welcome to Scottish Swimming's official YouTube channel. No matter if you compete or participate in swimming, disability swimming, diving, synchro, open water, water polo or masters, if you're a teacher, tutor or coach, or simply interested in what we're up to, this is the place to find it, from wherever you are in the world. On our channel, you can watch our key events live or on demand, or simply the highlights afterwards, all for free 24/7. If you subscribe, you'll not miss any new videos, so what are you waiting for?
So there you are, folks. Get on YouTube to watch all 12 sessions from the championships, and get tweeting, and we'll read out the best throughout the week. We're only a few minutes away now from the start of the session. And just time to tell you about another great event being hosted this month by Scottish Swimming. That's the Commonwealth Games Water Polo Championships, held up in Aberdeen. And here's a bit more information for you.
So if you're in Aberdeen, 5th to 12th of April, come along, Aberdeen Sports Village. For more information at scottishswimming.com/CWPC 2014.
So the race officials ready, day 2. A lot of the kinks and glitches of the championships here in Tollcross have been smoothed out in the first day. There's still a lot to sort out. It's a big dress rehearsal for the Commonwealth Games in July, August, and we're using new systems, people in new places, and all of that needs to be smoothed out. And this is a full dress rehearsal, and it's a great chance for Scottish Swimming to showcase what they're capable of when they become the hosts to the 2014 Commonwealth Games.
Your referees for this evening's session are Derno Jessamine and Tom Mills. Your starters are Kevin Patterson and Jenny Young. Officials, please take your seats.
So, Paul, we had 9 times, consideration times for...
So, we look forward to this final session, day 2. It's always a long weekend. Crowd a little bit busier. We hoped it would get better on a Friday night, but we need that crowd to lift some of these athletes. They need to get an atmosphere. And I know that that's entirely what spurs them on and gives them the kind of feeling and the rehearsal that they'll need for the games. Scotland behind Scotland swimmers. The first B final is the 200 IM for women, and everything's in place. All the officials now with their evening gear on. The crowd over in the new extra seating alongside the athletes and the swimmers. And maybe we've got a couple of tweets just to give us a little lift before the start of the session.
Yep, Michael Jameson himself says, if you're not busy, get down to the pool, support your country's swimmers. So he's been on there himself this afternoon. Lots of support for all the athletes swimming tonight. Shannon Crawford, I'm looking forward to the women's 200 IM and the men's 200 breaststroke tonight. Me too. It's going to be really great. Michael says finals kick off 5:30 tonight at Toll Cross. If you're free, come down and watch. Glasgow 2014 spots up for grabs.
In lane 3, Ailey Duthie. In lane 6, Lauren Ray from Loughborough. In lane 2, from first, Chanel Snedden. In 7, from Midlothian, Lauren Sutherland. In 1, from United Bristol, Abby Bowring. In 8, from North Ayrshire, Jennifer King. In 0, from Warrender, Kimberly Mackay. In 9, from Lincoln Vulcans, Tara Howarth.
Well, women's 200 individual medley. 4 lengths of this lovely 50-metre facility. 10-lane final. And just to remind you, lane 0 at the top of your screen, lane 9 at the bottom, giving us the 10-lane facility. All lanes being used for the finals. Just gives a few extra swimmers a chance at an extra swim. These swimmers going 2:22 to 2:28 this morning. Also need to remind you that A finals are reserved for Scottish swimmers only. Then any foreigners or non-Scots can be in the B finals.
Strong start from the Belgians, Drew. Really taking a bit of a lead into the fly leg. Very, very strong fly leg in lane 4. Micah and Kimberly Boyce.
Yeah, Kimberly Boyce is a medley swimmer, of course. She's won short course medals at the Europeans. But the Belgian group are here after a very heavy training camp. And the coach, Ron Gastraz, just wanting them to swim with good skills, not really worried about the performance, although they're in hard racing here. So that's one of the tactics that you can adopt. Preparing for the European Championships in Berlin in August this year. Kimberly Boyce leading the way. Nice steady backstrokes, very powerful underwater. Not a high turnover, but a lot of work going on underneath. Look at that skill on the turn.
A lot of power in the breaststroke. Really showing her class here, Kimberly. Should be looking for a solid time. I know you said she's in heavy training, but it can really give an athlete a lot of confidence to put a good performance together without preparing specifically for the event.
And Boyce, strong lead. You're looking now at Ailey Duthie in lane 3, swimming for Coast. In 4 is Boyce in the lead. The second Belgian, Micah Ramal, in second place. And on the turn, a real drive. Scottish swimmers equal in 3rd and 4th, but the Belgians going to take 1 and 2 in this B final.
Kimberly really driving for home now. Breathing every 6 at the moment. Really driving her legs hard. Getting the head down. Very, very determined to get a good time in here. 5 meters to go. Head down. 2:18.65, so really solid in-season performance. Very, very tight for 3rd place.
Strong finish from the Scots to challenge for the 3rd spot in this B final. Here's your result. Boyce with 2:18.65 first. Micah, the second Belgium, 2:21.99 second. And it was Snedden that took that tight touch in 24.5 against a 24.82.
Coming in with the last 15. Kimberly really driving very, very hard for the wall, breathing every 6. Takes a lot of fitness and preparation to be able to do that. Head down, long finish. Really, really wanting to get every single thing right there in that race. what you said there, Drew, was very apparent, trying to get all the skills together, not worry too much about the end result, but just practice what they're going to be doing later on in the season at their own national championships.
Yeah, and see there again, head down, no breathing, last 4 or 5 strokes. It's just a lesson to the younger swimmers, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Really, really trying to make the most of all those little bits and bobs and add them all together.
Yeah, looking for hard swims and just to put all the little bits and pieces together.
In lane 4, representing Geary, Hannah Miley. In 5, representing Carnegie, Rachel O'Donnell. In 3, representing Edinburgh University, Emily Jones. In 6, representing Warrender, Sally Woods. In 2, representing Swansea University, Alice Tennant. In 7, representing Warrender, Fiona Donnelly. In 1, representing Geary, Orla Adams. In 8, representing Birmingham, Emma Smith. In lane 0, representing Carnegie, Samantha Caulfield. In lane 9, representing Carnegie, Tane Bruce.
A final then, 2:14.95, the nomination time. These are qualifying times that have been set for all the events. And if they get those times in the A final, in the first 3, then they get nominated to the Commonwealth Games team. Hannah Miley went 2:15.41 in the morning heats. And watch for Rachel O'Donnell in lane 5 of Carnegie. Her instructions are to stay with Hannah as closely as possible for as long as possible and try and do some damage if possible at the end.
So Hannah only 3rd at the 50. Rachel O'Donnell and Fiona Donnelly. Fiona Donnelly winning the 100-metre fly event, so we expect to see her early. Hannah starting to come back now. Rachel doing a really, really good job though, looking very smooth on the backstroke, not letting Hannah just overtake her so easily.
If she wants to get a good time, she needs to go with Hannah. You can see the difference in the tempo. Hannah Miley really picked up the flags. Beautiful lead into the back to breast switch. O'Donnell in place in 2nd and driving. Now the breaststroke. This is where Hannah Miley has put a lot of work in over the last 2 or 3 years. Swimming lots of 200 breaststrokes, and this gives her the endurance and the speed for her short medley.
Yeah, Rachel O'Donnell really chasing hard. Emily Jones having a bit of a tussle in lane 3 for 3rd place. Hannah getting away with it a little bit. Rachel O'Donnell doing a really good job. She's going to really have to work hard on this freestyle split to get close to that qualifying time.
So Miley safely through in 1st place. The drive from O'Donnell takes her to 2nd. Emily Jones moves into 3rd place with a very swift freestyle. 25 to go. We're looking at 2:14.95. Remember, Hannah's already qualified for nomination in the 400 IM, but she put in a very strong and positive swim in the morning heats. Here she is, once again, out on her own. Head down, going for the wall. 8 strokes, 9 strokes to the wall. 2:12.94 to Hannah Miley. What a super swim. Absolutely excellent. Really good posting and a signal to all those in the Commonwealth that she is ready to swim later in the year, because doing the time now gives her a chance to go back in and do a block. Miley with the gold, O'Donnell with the silver on 2:16, good swim, and Emily Jones won the battle for the bronze, 2:17.03. Well, what a swim from Hannah.
Yeah, fantastic swim from Hannah. She'll be happy with that. She looks quite happy with it. So strong across all 4 strokes, Drew.
Yeah,
maybe a little bit of speed lacking, but finishing really, really fast on this freestyle leg. Very, very fit and well conditioned. Head down into the wall, really looking for it. 2:12.95 is a very, very strong swim for her.
That's really good. Our record at 2:09.46. Again, she's getting close to that, setting it up. Backstroke was the killer. Breaststroke added to that. Good skills. Nice posting from the Scottish star. And here's her thoughts from the race with Amy.
Fantastic race today. What are your immediate thoughts about your performance?
I'm really happy with that. It was under the qualifying time. I've still got the 800 free later on tonight, so just kind of gearing myself up for that. So yeah, so I'm really happy with how that went.
So obviously we spoke yesterday after the 400. What did you have to do differently going into that half distance in the IM?
Sprint. Well, for me anyway. Yeah, it is very much, I have to treat it like a 100-meter race. It's very different to the 400, so for me, I'm not a natural sprinter, so it is quite hard for me, but I'm slowly but surely getting there, so I just need to work at it a little bit more.
So, of course, you say you've got the 800 still to come. How do you manage to swim and perform so well so often in one event?
Lots of food. Yeah, I need to keep myself recovered, and over the years I've worked out good strategies to help myself recover and do multiple events back to back. So 800 free is pretty much the second last race. So it's kind of nice to actually have race first and then race near enough last. So it's quite a big rest for me.
Well, thank you very much for talking to us. Everybody, let's have a massive round of applause for Hannah Miley.
What's your reaction to that? What's your reaction to Hannah's?
Yeah, well, I think, like we said, it looked like she was pretty pleased with that as a performance. Also mentioned that she felt she's maybe just lacking that top-end speed. It's always going to be hard for her to develop it. But I think, all in all, I think that was a really, really strong performance from her.
Yeah, I like the way that, you know, she wasn't fazed by the challenge early on. And again, younger, better flyers taking her out. And that must have helped to go for the 2:12. And she always has to think about that in the short medley, being outpowered in the early part of the race.
In lane 5, representing Belgium, Egon van der Straten. In lane 3, representing Loughborough, Oliver Bitoft. In lane 6, representing Dumfries, David McGregor. In lane 2, representing City of Glasgow, Chris Lowther. In lane 7, representing South Mainland, Donny Price. In lane 1, representing Warrender, James Black. In lane 8, representing Stirling, Scott MacArthur. In lane 0, representing City of Glasgow, Mark Deans. In 9, representing Warrender, Callum Reid. Those are the finalists for the B final of the men's 400 meters freestyle.
B final then. Two Belgians, Glenn Surgelus and Van der Straat in 4 and 5. Now watch Surgelus. If you're a young swimmer, he's certainly somebody that you should take some lessons from. Beautiful, smooth stroke. Very talented swimmer. And just wonder what he can produce. A 4:05 this morning. He's capable of better than that. Good turns, good skills. Lane 3, Oliver Bitout from Loughborough going with him. And Van der Straat on this side, lane 5, going with his club mate.
Yeah, Surgelus really taking it out a lot harder than he did this morning. He's obviously looking for a lot more than that 4:05. It's going to be around about 55, 56 with the split.
Good opener at 56.73. Now, remember, the B final can be filled with foreign entrants, non-Scots, and this is what we're seeing. Again, Bitout from Loughborough. Van der Straat just forming a perfect arrowhead here, as because of the seeding. Fastest swimmer for the B final goes in 4, then 5, then 6, 4:53, and then they spread the times across. So two outside lanes are obviously the slower times coming into this. But the time can come from anywhere, the wind can come from anywhere. But generally speaking, the action is in the centre of the pool if the seedings are right, and the swimmers do the same kind of thing as they did from the heats. Coming to the halfway mark. Going through in 1:58.
So, after the first opening 100, settled down a little bit, 1:58. So, with this type of pacing, he's going to have to work hard to get under that 4-minute barrier. Oliver Bitov just chasing after him. Still looks nice and long and smooth, Surgelus. Double breathing into the turn a little bit there. It's quite common, but as long as it doesn't let him break his rhythm too much.
One of the things you can notice, of course, is the link between the turn, the underwater phase, and the first stroke. It's a beautiful link. When he comes out, it's almost as if he's porpoising into the stroke. It just shows you that he's catching the momentum off the wall. Race is going on in 0 and 1. Mark Deans and James Black over there, and in 8 and 9, another battle between Scott MacArthur and Callum Reid. But the event's all about the middle of the pool. 3:00.30 at the 300. A little challenge maybe coming from Oliver Bitout, maybe giving Surgelus a race in this last 100.
Yeah, Oliver Bitout really chasing after him here. He's really coming after him pretty strong. Surgelus is going to be looking at him coming off the last turn though, so he'll see him there, and looks like he can really put the afterburners on with his kick and really drive it home.
So he'd catch him on the turn. Bitout, every stroke coming back. Surgelus now building from the back end of the stroke. An increased leg kick, increased stroke frequency. 50 metres to go, starting to stretch away again, just showing the power of the man and the lovely stroke technique. These two well out in front. The B final being won by Glenn Surgelus of Belgium, 4:00.87. So a lovely swim from Surgelus, right on the 4 minutes, capable of much faster, but you know, with the background of a training camp just behind him, the travel here, and the 1-2-3. Surgelus 4:87. Bitout on a 4:01.76. Then you move out to Chris Lowther, who took the third spot in 4:08.02.
So yeah, like I say, breathing to the right so you can see Oliver Bitov right there. So he's kicking away from him all the way home. Nice long strokes all the way into the wall. Pretty solid swim from Surgelus. Yeah,
a nice example of the kind of stroke, and at this stage in the season, He'll be looking at the European Championships in Berlin in August. The Belgian quartet has won medals at the last 3 Europeans, surprising everybody. And from that example, I'm sure that there'll be lots to learn from the 400 free.
Please welcome the finalists for the A final of the men's 400 meters freestyle. In lane 4, representing the city of Glasgow, Robbie Rennick. In lane 5, representing Perth City, Stephen Milne. In lane 3, representing the University of Stirling, Lewis Smith. In lane 6, representing Warrender, Craig Hamilton. In lane 2, representing Warrender, Dan Wallace. In lane 7, representing Stirling, Martin Kremen. In lane 1, representing the city of Glasgow, Andrew Donaldson. In lane 8, representing Edinburgh University, Cameron Smith. In lane 0, representing South Lanarkshire, Angus Barr. In lane 9, representing City of Aberdeen, Felix Gifford. Those are the finalists for the A final of the men's 400 meters freestyle.
Well, one of the events that have whetted the appetite, the 400 freestyle for men. In there, Dan Wallace, the Florida-based Scot, in 2, Lewis Smith in 3, Robbie Rennick, Stephen Milne, and Craig Hamilton, a battle side by side in the 1500 last night. Here it is again in the 400. The time for qualifying for nomination, 3:51.96. It's a big ask. Rennick is capable, but is he in shape to do it?
This is going to be a fascinating race, this one. It's Stephen Milne, youngster from Perth City, against the very experienced Robbie Rennick. So you can see the two of them going head to head right from the start. Stephen maybe have to work for that early speed a little more than Robbie does. But he's a tough competitor, Stephen Milne, and he'll relish this type of a scenario.
So Rennick getting company on the first part of the swim, that's good. Over there in lane 2, Dan Wallace also going well as the best of the rest. And in lane 6, working quite hard, quite a different stroke from his 1500, although it's working hard. Craig Hamilton, Stephen Milne, the only one able to go, going through in 55. Remember, they both did 50 point on the 100 heats. Milne then dropped that for the 1500 later in the evening. This is the kind of thing that Robbie Rennick just thrives on, isn't it? He just eats off this.
Yeah, he's such a strong racer, such a strong competitor. Stephen Milne is a very tough lad as well, and Dan Wallace is not a stranger to a tough race coming from the NCA programme. So this is shaping up to be a great race. They'll be looking at the 200 split, Drew, to get anywhere close to that 3:51. They can't slow down too much across this 100. They want to be sitting around about 153, 154 flat, not too much slower than that. Don't want to leave too much work to do.
It's a good swim by Wallace. He's just moved up ever so slowly. He's getting closer to the lead of the race. Rennick taking a good look at Stephen Milne and starts to move away, building into the turn. Now this could be critical. 1:53.6, right on the button, David. And this third 50, this third 100, the third quarter of the swim, always deadly, always dangerous. Either going in it or not going in it.
Yeah, and Robbie just picked it up, showing his experience. Dan as well, he's trying to work to stay in the mix here. Very strong swimming from Dan Wallace up there in lane 2. Stephen Milne Just needs to keep it together into the turn. Seems to waste a little bit of energy, a little bit scrappy, but he's so fit and so well conditioned.
Dan Wallace looking very dangerous here, taking on Rennick. Wallace looking fresher and brighter in this third 100, but it can either kill or cure you in the race. Rennick building now, dropping Milne. Coming through very strong also is Lewis Smith in 4th place in lane 3. Rennick building in then to the last 100. 2:51.8. Got to go 60 flat. Remember, at the end of the 400, that's a real big ask.
Robbie's so technically proficient though. I can really see him building in here and getting very close to going under 350. Look at that kick from Robbie Rennick. Just really turned it on. Dan Wallace is not giving up either. This is really going to shape up. Look at Robbie go. He looks like he's swimming with a lot of aggression for me. This really determined here.
Robbie Rennick then. Wallace used to training with Ryan Lochte in very hard sets. Up for competition every 2 weeks in the NC2A program. He knows how to race, but so does Rennick. Rennick doesn't want to lose this. It's 3:51.96 you're looking at. They close in on this. This is a wonderful little swim from Rennick. 3:48.34. Getting ever closer to that long-standing record. 3:46.7. And Rennick at this stage in the season posts out a top world time at 3:48. Good competition from Milne early on. Good back half racing from Dan Wallace. What a race. Gold to Rennick, silver to Wallace. Milne with a bronze, but great swims. 3:48, 3:49.64 and a 51.53.
Look at Robbie. Look at his kick, really driving home all the way for the wall. As I say, it looked like he was swimming a lot of aggression, really wanting to get rid of the disappointment that he had in the 100. Awesome swim from Dan Wallace as well, breaking the 350. Didn't see that coming from Dan Wallace, but just shows you his ability and his conditioning and the work that he's put in.
And these excellent 400s, you know, augur well for the 200 and the 4x2 team. So the Summers move across, and of course we're going to get the thoughts of Robbie Rennick after that really spot-on swim, and he just looked like back to his old self. Missing the 100 time wasn't good enough for Rennick. That 3:48 got to be good.
Robbie, I don't know if you could hear, but I think the entire audience here was behind you all the way on that last 50. What are your immediate thoughts about that race?
Yeah, no, I'm just so relieved to be under the qualifying standard, and it was a good swim. A little bit less confident in the 400 these days. I tend to just see myself as a 200 swimmer, but you know, it gives me a lot of confidence. My 400 is still pretty good, and thanks to the crowd. Although there's not enough of you here, I don't think, but you're really helping the Scottish swimmers, and keep the support up because there's a lot of guys still going for the team.
So obviously yesterday you were disappointed, but you've come back today with such an excellent swim. What gives you that mental toughness to come back after that?
I don't know, with me I think my first swim's always a bit rusty, and it doesn't matter if it's the 100 on the first day or the 400 on the first day. I think I really need to address that in my training, and yesterday I was just a bit too tense throughout the whole race, and I watched the replay, and it certainly showed that. So, you know, there's lessons I learn every competition, so leading into the Commonwealth Games this summer, you know, I can't make any mistakes. It's better to do them here than this summer.
Well, it definitely didn't look like you made any tonight. Congratulations, everybody, Robbie Rennick!
Yeah, so it was a really great finish from the guys there in the 400. Very strong coming into the wall. He paced it pretty perfectly for me, Robbie. He did a real good job early on. He was getting chased down in the early stages by Stephen Milne, and then Dan Wallace chasing after him, but just shows I still think he's a little bit of a class apart.
Well, he lived off he saw off the 2 challenges, but good to have them to make him race even better. Now here we have the presentation for medals for the 200 individual medley.
Representing Edinburgh University, Emily Jones. The silver medalist, representing Carnegie, Rachel O'Donnell. And the gold medalist and Scottish Gas national champion for 2014, representing Geary, Hannah Miley. The Scottish Gas junior champion, representing Carnegie, Tane Bruce. Ladies and gentlemen, your medalists for the women's 200 metres individual medley.
Good to see Hannah Miley there, enjoying the presentation. Always a good spotlight for the media is Hannah, always smiling and takes everything in her stride. Off she goes to prepare for the 800 freestyle later on this evening. So good swims from the first couple of events. Nice posting in the 200 IM of 2:12 from Hannah, and that superb 3:48 coming from Robbie Rennick, and of course backed up by the likes of Wallace and Milne and Lewis Smith still in there. So we have the medals coming now for that 400 freestyle. It's a quick turnaround for the gentlemen, from pool to interview to medals.
The silver medalist, representing Warrender, Dan Wallace. And the gold medalist and Scottish Gas national champion for 2014, representing City of Glasgow, Robbie Rennick. The Scottish Gas junior champion for 2014, representing South Lanarkshire in a new Scottish junior record time, Angus Barr. Those presentations being made by Phil Reid, High Performance Manager for Sports Scotland. Congratulations to those medalists for the men's 400 metres freestyle.
So the medals for the 400, nice to see Angus Barr adding the 400 record and the junior title to the 1500 last night. Good swim standing there, a 15-year-old amongst the seniors and not looking out of place at all. Next event, women's 100 breaststroke. This is the multi-class final.
In lane 5, representing Delting, Erin Davis. In lane 3, representing Carnegie, Lara Ferguson. In lane 6, representing Ren 96, April McKee. In 2, representing Stirling Swim, Kaylee Hago. Those are the finalists for the women's multi-classification 100 meters breaststroke.
This event is the final for the multi-classification for disabled swimmers, and in there, of course, from the heats this morning, we have 3 Scottish records in their own class. And however it looks, remember that at their level, relative to them, they swam really well this morning. Kaylee Hago in 2, went 3:10.15. Erin Davis was a record of 1:26.8, and Regan Doig 1:26.8. That's their records in the 100 breaststroke. And Lara Ferguson and Erin Davis in the SB9 category are looking at a 1:27.1 100 breaststroke as the qualifying time for nomination for the Games. So, really good chance to set a qualifying time, but it's right on the record.
Yeah, and these two in the same category, so they are actually head-to-head. Lara Ferguson a little bit more experienced, trying to hold on to that early lead. Regan Doig really coming through really strong now. Had the Scottish record broken this morning, Regan.
Well, 16-year-old Doig is taking on 34-year-old Carnegie swimmer Lara Ferguson. But remember, in their classifications, they're looking for different things here. A wonderful swim, 1:26.02. That's a new record. And Ferguson, 1:28.96, just outside the time. 1:27.1 for nomination, 1:27.8 for Davis. That was the closest we got for second place. Now these times, of course, are they're into the books for the points as Regan Doig celebrates her new Scottish record in her category, SB14. And there's still a swimmer working away at her own record, 3:10.15. It's a long day and it's a hard swim. Pool is going quiet. Come on, give him some support. Yes, a bit of noise, that's what we want. 25 to go, 23 to go. And there it is. Kaylee Hago fighting in.
Yeah, 3:10.15 is the time that she set the national record this morning. So really needs all the support she can to get all the way in.
Clock still running. Just coming to the 10 meters to go. Working hard. Kaylee Hago, SB4, 15 years of age from Stirling Swim. A 3:10.15 this morning. Looks a bit tired this evening, and that's not a surprise. Couple of meters in. Come on, Kaylee, get in there, right to the pad. You bang it hard and touch. 3:08.48. What a swim.
Brilliant swim. Beating what she did this morning by almost 2 seconds.
Amazing, and that in itself was a new record, so wonderful. 2 classification record swims in that final. And it just introduces, there you are, Doig 126.02, Davis 127.8, Ferguson 128 was the 1, 2 and 3 in the classification. Doig and Hago there setting records. There's Regan Doig, striding away. She had a gold medal and record on day 1 and another one this morning. So there's another.
In lane 5, representing the Isle of Man, Laura Kinley. In lane 3, representing Edinburgh University, Olivia White. In lane 6, representing Swim Ulster, Gemma Kane. In lane 2, representing the Isle of Man, Niamh Robinson. In lane 7, representing Warrender, Kimberly Mackay. In lane 1, representing Warrender, Sally Wood. In lane 8, representing South Lanarkshire, Rosie Wynn. In lane 0, representing North Lanarkshire, Leanne Marshall. And in lane 9, representing South Ayrshire, Katie Robertson. Those are the finalists for the B final of the women's 100 metres breaststroke.
111s out to 116s from the heat times. Remember, some of these swimmers not into the A final, although they were slightly faster than some in the A final. That's reserved for Scottish swimmers only. Kim Janssens, 23-year-old from Biams, heads it out at 111, but a second chance for the breaststrokers in the B final.
Good start from all the girls. 2 lanes in the middle really taking it out. Kim Janssen's really got a high tempo attacking this race. Looking like she's really after something. Olivia White hanging on to her shoulder in lane 4, 3. Coming into the split turn, be looking at something around about 33, 34 flat. 33, 34, that's a pretty aggressive first 50 from Janssens.
Very quickly into the stroke. She's very aggressive, compact, powerful, muscular, driving in the 100 breaststroke and 50 breaststroke are her suitable events. You can see the more gliding style of Laura Kinley, the 17-year-old nearest to us in the red hat. Viamps also has a red hat in lane 4 as she heads them up, and a good strong finish in lane 3. Olivia White coming through, the 18-year-old Edinburgh University breaststroker coming through at the last, but it's going to stay the same way all the way through to the finish. Very tight finish. 111.51 to a 111.57. A good tight finish. Janssens just taking the touch. So 2 111s there. That's a good swim from Laura Kinley to take second place by 6 100s from Janssens. Olivia White in 112.52, the third place in the B final.
Wasn't really sure if she's going to hang on to that early pace because it looked quite aggressive from the start, but actually she held on to it really, really well. Very, very close for second place though. Oh, tight on the finish, but pretty well-paced race there from Janssens.
Edinburgh University, Catherine Johnston. In lane 5, representing Edinburgh University, Corrie Scott. In lane 3, representing Hatfield, Katie Armitage. In lane 6, representing Highland, Cara Hanlon. In lane 2, representing Carnegie, Rachel O'Donnell.
So here we have Chittelberg from Warrender in 0, Kerry Buchan, the seasoned campaigner and great Scottish servant in 1, Rachel O'Donnell, fresh off a very strong swim in the medley in 2, Katie Armitage, the Anglo-Scot, and one of the young favourites, the 17-year-old for Hatfield. Catherine Johnson already slotted the time in the heats, as did Corrie Scott of Edinburgh University. The two teammates in together, 4 and 5. Cara Hanlon of Highland in 6. Hayley Monteith, another Edinburgh University swimmer, in 7. Erin Robertson, South Ayrshire, a 14-year-old, into the A final. And Emma Crawford of East Lothian in lane 9 completes the lineup in this A final. And really all we're expecting is that they will get under the 109.69 qualifying time for nomination. The racing will sort itself out in the places, but we really want to see a nice race and get under that tight qualifying time. Done it once with the freedom of the heats. Can we do it with the tension of the final? Lovely start, beautiful underwater pool. Now this transition into the stroke, so important. Catherine Johnson, smooth as silk there as she came out of the water, right into the stroke. Good timing, good skills, and leads up this first 30 metres.
Yeah, Catherine, very, very fast 50-metre sprinter, so we'd expect to see her showing a little bit of a lead at the 50. Corrie Scott hanging on there, though. Look at her, she looks very powerful. 31.89, that's a really cracking split at the halfway.
Isn't it? 31.89. Johnson up late. Corrie Scott quickly into the stroke, and her first 3 strokes have put her shoulder to shoulder with her teammate and competitor. The two university students working off each other. They went 109.1 and 109.3, safely home in the heats. Now the challenge coming from 3. Katie Armitage of Hatfield, the Anglo-Scot, coached by Ian Wright, coming in at the last. A real good drive to take maybe Scott, but it's Johnson's race at the finish if she times it right. A 108.7 and a 108.9 and a 109.43. Top 3 swims. Great racing.
Fantastic racing there from the two girls from University of Edinburgh.
There it is, Johnson with the gold in a 108.71. Scott, 108.99. Armitage, 109.43. A surprise bronze. And all 3 underneath the qualifying time for nomination. That's what we want to see. Well, she's taking her teammate, her competitor, and possibly her pal.
From this angle coming into the finish, Drew, it looks like Corrie might just nick in there. She finished so strong all the way through. Catherine maybe just a little bit taller, just a wee bit of an advantage coming in. Oh, not a great finish from Catherine at all. Could have spotted that a lot better.
Yeah, it was very nervy, wasn't it? Right into the pad. I think Scott got the little surge off the tremendous swim from Armitage.
Catherine's been there before in the 108s, so it's good to see her back up there, but great to see Corrie as well.
Well, we'll hear the thoughts from Catherine Johnson.
Catherine, that was such a close race between both you, Corrie, and Kate. What are your immediate thoughts about your performance?
Well, for me, I wasn't sure exactly what kind of form I was on this week, so my heat this morning was really strong, and I thought there's a definite chance that I'd go 68, so I'm really happy with that.
So in the heats, of course, we've seen the now infamous on Twitter fist bump between you and Corrie. What's it like training with somebody, but then supporting them and then competing against them?
Yeah, obviously me and Corrie train together every day, and it's really good to have someone to push on in training. But in a competition, obviously the rivalry's a bit more than friendship, but at the end of a race, we're really happy for each other. I'm really glad Corrie went to 68 there as well.
Congratulations, Catherine. Everybody, massive round of applause for Catherine Johnston.
Well, very insightful thoughts about that performance. I think I would have been jumping up and down a little bit. Yeah, that's a 108 in there.
She seems just relieved, you know, to get that performance together. Really finishing quite strong at the end. Just could have lunged in. I think she took an extra stroke there that she didn't need.
Yeah, again, it's when you're racing, you've got to remember just to make that adjustment a little bit further out. And you can see there, bang, into the wall, short arms. She had to make that extra stroke. Otherwise, it was going to be a slowing down glide to the pad. The next event up, the men's 100 metres backstroke. And again, we have a multi-classification final before a B final, before the A final. It is backstroke. We have Ryan Bennett and Craig McNally and Andrew McGovern in the A final, and Rory Lamont all together in there. It's going to be some final, especially on backstroke, because it is always good, tight finish, and always got to be on the right stroke. Check that finish. So, what a great swim. Well, better success, obviously. Maybe the rest playing a part, the early nerves being rid of, and, you know, some good swims today.
Johnson and Scott, two speakers of the Commonwealth Games, they were both on the Delhi team. Well, we can't say she would definitely be joining the their nominations. I think the first step to qualification for that team is to achieve those nomination times.
So that's one of the three girls there. Just
Well,
looking forward then. Next up, we've
just a little hesitation here because is the medal presentation coming on, but just again a little hitch in the procedures and the logistics of the meet. There's the starters and the referee and the officials just taking a little break, because as they move off the pool, they just clear it for the medal presentation. A lot of discussion going on. And behind those officials, Blair Prentice from Stirling. He's the overall master referee and the FINA monitor and observer. He's just helping out there. So, just picking up the announcement from the multi-class event. Silver to Davis and the gold to Doig in the actual event. There's Doig picking up another gold medal. And there a picture of, well, an old friend and a great servant to Scottish swimming. Danny McGowan there in the blue shirt and glasses with the North Lanarkshire team. I'm sure you'll love a mention. This is the B final of the 100 backstroke event. We had swims from 56 out to 59. Joe Yemen had a very good finish from Coast. He's in lane 0. Suleiman Butt in 1 for Aberdeen. David Masters, Loughborough, next door to Callan Veal of Loughborough. Charlie Balderson, University of Stirling, the 21-year-old, went 56.36 to make this B final. Daniel Stepton. Cameron Roth. And 0 for Patterson then in this multi-class event. And Lachlan Macbeth, S14 category, the 20-year-old from Highland in lane 9. This event for multi-classification is not an event in the Games programme, so no one chasing qualifications. This is about their classification swim, going for the points to win the gold. 100 backstroke. Difficult event for most swimmers, and you saw the weakness in the 200 backstroke over the day. And this 100 backstroke for men multi-class, it's technically very difficult. Right, apologies for the delay, that's the system. And not knowing exactly what event was coming next, but we're underway. Men's 100 backstroke multi-classification. A big start from Stephen Clegg in lane 4.
Yeah, Stephen Clegg started very strongly. Saw his brother James Clegg racing earlier on. Just needs to keep the tempo going into the wall. Visually impaired, so quite difficult for him to spot the turns. A little close, but did a pretty good job with it.
Has indeed come out well, and I think that's a relief. You can see almost him picking up after the turn, relieved at the time, at the turn, making that, and then he's off and running. 4 in a line for the second place. You've got Fraser Kane, Dalglish, Morrison coming in the outside, James Hamilton. So it's a good little race up front. In 0 and 9, different classifications, so a different form of the event. Just getting in here. 1:11.75 in the heats. Yeah, just didn't look as smooth as he had in the heats. Comes in a 1:12.4 for first place in that event. Closing in the event, lane 1, Isaac Dunning of Stirling Swim. Over in 0, Matthew Patterson of Highland completes, entered in, or made 1:32. Went 1:31 now, and just finishing the event, Lachlan Macbeth, S14, a 1:38.6 in the heats, a 1:37.84, but sadly disqualified. So Fraser Kane, 1:14.85, breaking the classification record, and he's having a great meet. One Clegg, 1:12.44, second 1:13.6, 1:14.4, but the classification results, will sort that out and we'll bring it to you as soon as we can.
Yeah, just fading a little bit towards the end, Stephen Clegg there. Did a pretty good job in getting his hand on the wall as extended as he could be. Not the easiest thing in the world to do for anybody.
In lane 5, representing Loughborough, Daniel Stepton. In 3, representing Loughborough, Caelan Veal. In lane 6, representing Swim Ulster, Jordan Sloan. In lane 2, representing Loughborough, David Masters. In lane 7, representing Loughborough, Callum Barrett. In lane 1, representing Aberdeen, Suleiman Butt. In lane 8, representing Geary, Gavin Hagerwood. In lane 0, representing City of Aberdeen, Joe Yeoman. In lane 9, representing Swim Ulster, Connor Ferguson. Those are the finalists for the men's 100 metres backstroke B final.
So Solomon Butt, former junior record holder, 16-year-old from Aberdeen, out in lane 1. Charlie Balderson of Stirling, 56.36, made it to the pole lane in the B final. Daniel Stepton in 5. Callan Veal of Loughborough, the 22-year-old, in 3. That's where we expect the action to come, but I think it'll be a tight sum across the whole 10 lanes, 56s to 59s. It could be a really tight spread across the pool. B final, 100 back. Now you see the power and the athleticism of the athletes as they clear the water and enter hands first after that starting action. The bright pink cap in lane 5 here. Daniel Stepton really picking it up on the first 30 metres, preparing for the wall in the first 50. All 4 swimmers in a line going into the 50.
Yeah, Charlie Balderson maybe just first over, 27.37. He had a really strong back 50 this morning in the heats. to give him that 56 heat swim. Pretty close for second place. Charlie just opened up a bit of a gap, but anybody's race for second place at this point.
Yeah, he just did what you've been asking, is a real attack on the turn, good speed onto the wall, and using that reaction. He's now taken the scruff of the neck of this event. Will that touch? Yes, there's that arch back. A lot of resistance going in there, but a 55.88 time says that he's really put it out for the B final. Held nothing back there.
No, that was a really nice swim from Charlie. Pretty even split. Doesn't have the best start.
Balderson 55.8. Sloan with a 58.42 for second place, and Stepton with a bronze in that tight finish of the B final.
Yeah, he really opened up a lot of space between him and the rest of the field straight after the turn. He's really winding it up coming into the wall, and his flash stroke there. Leans back a little bit too much. He could maybe just make the most of his height. Big tall boy.
Yeah, he bends his arm as he puts it to the wall, so he's already short and losing a couple of hundredths there. See it again.
There you go, bent arm. Good spot, Drew.
Ryan Bennett. In 5, representing Warrender, Craig McNally. In 3, representing the City of Aberdeen, Andrew McGovern. In lane 6, representing West Dunbartonshire, Rory Lamont. In lane 2, representing Carnegie, Craig McLean. In lane 7, representing City of Glasgow, Ross McCafferty. In lane 1, representing City of Aberdeen, Jack Ness. In lane 8, representing East Lothian, Chris McComb. In lane 0, representing Warrender, Ryan Archibald. And in lane 9, representing First, Gregor Birrow. Those are the finalists for the A final of the men's 100 metres backstroke.
Well, much anticipated race. We don't know about the time. It's a 55.88 that they're looking for. 55.98 was the fastest time from the heats. But watch for the middle of the pool. McGovern, Bennett, McNally, Lamont, all together and really driving. Just correct that, 55.09, just made it harder for them, the qualifying time for nomination. But these are the championships, titles to be won, medals to be won, and racing to be performed. Good start, most of them going for about 13, 14 metres underwater in the middle of the pool. The four Summers identified, giving us a great race here in the first 50. Also going with them in lane 1, Jack Ness of Coast.
Yeah, Andy McGovern really taking this out aggressively. He's going to be first at the split. The other three guys are going to be strong over the back 50, particularly Craig McNally.
26.77, David. That's really fast. Last to rise, but right into that stroke as you would expect. Ryan Bennett. Now, here's where they have to hold on to the technique against the challenge of another competitor. In 3. You can see McGovern still struggling to get the lead. Now in the last 10 metres, Bennett moves into the lead, but being challenged in 5 with a very fast finishing McNally, and he takes the touch in 55.42, that 55.09. Still a hard ask for the qualifying time, but what a great race from these men.
Yeah, Craig really wound up his tempo coming in there.
McNally with the gold with that very good finish. Bennett with the silver. McGovern held on for bronze. It's 55.4, 55.6 at the top and 56.3 for third place.
Look at Craig McNally's tempo here. He's just windmilling. He's just going hell for leather with the tempo just to try and get that lead back. Just loses a little bit of the length though coming into the wall. Spots his turn, bends his arm as well.
Yeah, you're right. Really fast turnover. You run the risk of slipping water when you're going that fast. But he managed to hold the technique together, and a little back arch, good reach, but again a little bent arm, and that could cost him hundreds.
McNally, congratulations, gold medal. What are your immediate thoughts about your performance there in that race?
It was all right performance. Obviously not quite fast enough to make the cut, but my main event's 200, and that's tomorrow, so it's looking good for that and shows the speed still there.
That's good. So, of course, you just said you've got the 200 tomorrow. You were in Barcelona, you swam the 200 there at World Champs. What do you need to do between now and then to prepare for that race?
Just get as much rest as possible and get a good sleep tonight. Look over my race there and see what I can improve on for tomorrow.
Well, good luck tomorrow, and once again, congratulations. Gold medalist, everybody, Craig McNally.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can just see him really winding his tempo up. Maybe he just took it a little bit too easy. Looks like he's got far too much energy left over there. He's going to start spotting the wall. 3, 4, 5 strokes under the flags. Pretty close.
Medal ceremony now. And this is the women's 100 breaststroke. That exciting race. Seeing the triple classification time for nomination being met by all three swimmers. This is the multi-classification event just preceding that breaststroke final. Lara Ferguson just outside 34-year-old, looking at 127, 128. Yeah. There's Erin Davis there. Just look at the stature, the difference, and of course the difference in the classification. Lovely silver medal, and a nice smile from Erin. Come a long way for that. Well, getting used to the top of the podium. Yeah, Regan Doig having a superb first couple of days, and she now looks much more comfortable up there on the top of the podium, taking her next gold medal, setting records, picking up the golds, just having a wonderful championships.
Really pleased to be on top of the podium now.
Yeah, first day she looked nervous and didn't know what was happening, and although, I mean, she is a very talented swimmer and been in that position many times before. Next presentation is for the 100 breaststroke. The triple qualification for nomination swims from the women in this final.
The bronze medalist representing Hatfield, Katie Armitage. the silver medalist representing Edinburgh University, Corey Scott. The gold medalist and Scottish Gas National Champion 2014, representing Edinburgh University, Catherine Johnston. Scottish Gas Junior Champion, representing South Ayrshire, Erin Robertson. Ladies and gentlemen, your medalists for the women's 100 metres breaststroke.
We move on now to the women's 200 metre backstroke event. And in here, we've got a B final followed by an A final. Very tough 200 backstroke qualifying time for nomination, a 2:12.08 for the women. Megan Briggs with the 2:15.9. The Warrender Summer bringing it home from the heats and getting her placed in the centre lane for the final. And Lucy Hope next door and Chelsea Lawson of Carnegie. They're the main hopes in the 200 A final. In the B final, Kimberly Baus gets another second swim along with her teammate Ramael of Viamse Club and Avramova of Ealing. Katie Avramova, the Bulgarian, coming up for most of the Scottish championships over the last 5 or 6 years.
Presenting these medals is Bridget McConnell, Chief Executive Officer of Glasgow Life. The bronze medalist, representing Larne, James Hamilton. The silver medalist, representing East Lothian, Stephen Clegg. And the gold medalist and Scottish Gas National Champion for 2014, representing Geary, Connor Morrison. Disability points for those swimmers displayed on the scoreboard. And many congratulations to those swimmers, the medalists in the multi-classification men's 100 metres backstroke.
Yeah, we have an A final presentation to come. And that very tight finish. The Summers have to quickly get ready. Crowd settling in now to the rhythm of the meet. Just a few glitches in the whole procedure. Here come the medalists.
The bronze medalist representing City of Aberdeen, Andrew McGovern. The silver medalist representing University of Stirling, Ryan Bennett. And the gold medalist and Scottish Gas national champion for 2014, representing Warrender, Craig McNally. The Scottish Gas junior champion for 2014, representing Carnegie in a new Scottish junior record time, Craig McLean. Ladies and gentlemen, those are the medalists for the men's 100 metres backstroke.
Next event up then, the women's 200 metres backstroke. Long delay for them. A few glitches, just putting a little bit extra time into the meet. This wonderful stadium is going to be filled in July, August, absolutely packed.
In lane 4, representing Ealing, Katie Avramova. In 5, representing Belgium, Kimberly Buse. In 3, representing Swim Ulster, Chelsea Wilson. In 6, representing Belgium, Micah Ramel. In 2, representing City of Aberdeen, Emily Grant. In 7, representing Ren 96, Vary High. In 1, representing Heart of Midlothian, Lexi Waller. In 8, representing Western Bartonshire, Chloe Barclay. In 0, representing Warrender, Vary Swanson. And in 9, representing City of Glasgow, Victoria Milburn. Those are the finalists for the B final of the women's 200 metres backstroke.
Well, the women's B final then, Katie Avramova of Ealing, regular attender at the Scottish Championships in 4 with a 2:18.7. Kimberly Boyce, Viamsa, Micah Ramael of Viamsa in 5 and 6. And Chelsea Wilson, 23-year-old from Ulster. So it's in the centre of this swim, the outsiders. So for Scottish viewers, it's Emily Grant in lane 2 and Vary High at Ren 96 in lane 7. 200 backstroke, a chance to see the skills because the pace is just that little bit slower. Sometimes, even with the men's backstroke, it's so quick. Very hard to, pick out the things that you might want to look at. The steady heads, the long stroking. What you can't see in a lot of swimmers is the rotation of the body as they go through in 32.28. This morning's swims and afternoon swims 2:18 from Avramova. But they are rolling along the centre axis of the body and leaning in to apply the power to the underwater technique.
Yeah, very close race this. just Kimberley boys just starting to come through. Lexi Waller up in lane 1, only 12 years old. This is a great experience for her. She doesn't look too shy to have a go at this at all.
So through in 107, 32 35s. You really want this to be another 35, but it's a tough ask. Good rhythm from the Ealing swimmer, the former internationalist. And this is Belgium versus ex-Bulgaria here. Ealing versus Viamse in club terms. That's where the race is. Now watch this turn. 107 going through in 142. So another 35 in. And then you want to come back a little faster. Real pickup from Abramova. She's the leader. It's all about the time now. Across the Scottish swimmers in 4th and 5th place. The best is in lane 6. Sorry, in lane 3, Chelsea Wilson of Ulster. Just leading Emily Grant there, the 16-year-old from Coast. Lexi Waller in 1, also in the race for the Scots place, but 2:16.18. Nice improvement from heats to final. 2:18 again for Kimberly Bouse. And then the rest of the times coming in with the drifting in over there in lane 0 by Swanson, just finishing off the B final. So being cleared, Abramova 1, 2:16.1, 2, Boyce of Belgium 2:18.8, and it was Wilson of Ulster 2:20.15 for the 3rd place in that B final. Lexi Waller, 12 years of age, 2:25, nice experience.
In lane 4, representing Warrender, Megan Briggs. In lane 5, representing Carnegie, Chelsea Lawson. In 3, representing Best, Lucy Hope. In 6, representing Windsor, Lucy Campbell. In 2, representing University of Stirling, Laura Dawson. In 7, representing Carnegie, Kirsty Simpson. In 1, representing North Ayrshire, Jennifer King. In 8, representing Warrender, Charlie Cavans. In 0, representing South Ayrshire, Karen Reid. In 9, representing City of Aberdeen, Ailey Duthie. Those are the finalists for the women's 200 metres backstroke A final.
Women's A final for the backstroke, 200. Lucy Hope in 3, Megan Briggs in 4, Chelsea Lawson in 5, perhaps the Anglo-Scot Lucy Campbell from Windsor in lane 6. The best of the action. 2:15s, 2:17s, 2:16s from the heats. Shooting for a 2:12.08, very, very difficult. That's a good time. So really, it may be more about the national titles than about the qualifying time for nomination.
Yeah, you can only do what you can do, and these girls are going to focus on what they can do well. And that will be executing a race plan and performing those skills that they practice so many times. 4 or 5 of them in the mix over the first 50. Megan Briggs and Lucy Hope pretty much head to head. Very close at the first 50 turn. Megan Briggs really using the underwater. Great turn from Megan Briggs there.
Whoa, wasn't it? That was something special there, David. Really coming out on the breakout and just taking into the lead. Nice rhythm in lane 4 there for Megan Briggs from Warrender, the 17-year-old. A 2:15, but really she's going to be out a little bit fast now. She's got to make sure that she's got a good split. Like to get under the 2:15. 2:12's a hard ask, given the background. Through in 4. Well, bit tough.
Yeah, they're going to have to swim a very even split race, and she's going to really have to wind up this third 50 now. Really get the tempo going and give herself a chance.
Even if they can get out and see the split and practice and rehearse and get there. But there's a race on, and that's good. Briggs now being pressed by Chelsea Lawson, the Carnegie swimmer, in lane 5.
Yeah, Chelsea Lawson's really having a great race here. She's making it very difficult for Megan Briggs to break off. Turning very, very close. 39, it's going to come down to the last 50. Another great turn from Megan Briggs underwater.
Now, I'd like to see somebody wind it up and go for it. Really go for it. A bit like Craig McNally, but hold that technique. Coming hard, Lucy Hope in lane 3. Also coming through, Lucy Campbell. Not Lucy Campbell, sorry, Kirsty Simpson in 7 with a good swim. But it's in the centre of the pool. Briggs versus Lawson. 10 to go. Lucy Hope drifting to the left-hand side of the lane rope. Who's got the spotted finish? 3 of them reach together. And the victory goes to Lawson in 2:13.79. It's an excellent swim from the heats. It's an excellent swim for the 200 back. It's getting closer to the Scottish record of 2:12.6 by Hannah Miley. But obviously disappointment on the nomination for the team. But great race, great final. There's the 1, 2 and 3. And it's just gone in 1, 2 and 3.
Here we go, what a race. 200-metre backstroke, and come down to the last 5 metres, you really couldn't split them under the flags. Maybe just a fraction ahead, Chelsea there. But as it came up to the wall, he really couldn't pick it. Oh. So close. Just holding on to that tiny advantage. Got to really spot that wall, see the flags, count the strokes, and then get your arm long and get your head back.
You want to drop back a little bit and make the maximum stretch. Well, the winner, Chelsea Lawson, on this occasion, nicely judged. Megan Briggs did all the work early on, but Lawson took the victory. We'll get our thoughts in just a moment. Well, Amy will get the thoughts of the winner there, Chelsea Lawson, in the 200 backstroke.
Well, that was another really tight backstroke race, Chelsea. Congratulations, gold medal. What are your thoughts about your performance there?
I was really happy with that. The heat felt quite good, and then I knew that I still had a little bit left to give in the final, so I'm happy with that.
Well, you certainly did that. Now, you're swimming at British Champs next week with such a short amount of time between the two. How do you make sure you're properly prepared going into that event?
Just recover well. Hopefully this week, just eat well and just rest up again for next week.
Thank you very much. Everybody, let's hear a round of applause for our gold medalist.
Well, a backup swim at the British Championships for Chelsea. You heard it there, and it's all about rest and sharpening up. Maybe if she only goes for that 200 back, might be a different outcome.
Yeah, I think we've got 3 athletes there that are looking for the future. So they're obviously making some progress into that, towards that qualifying time, but just too early maybe perhaps.
In lane 6, representing Loughborough, Andrew Page. In lane 2, representing East Lothian, Chris McComb. In lane 7, representing Tigers of Jersey, Giovanni Guarino. In lane 1, representing Perth City, Tobermory Mackay Champion. In lane 8, representing East Lothian, Mike Thompson. In lane 0, representing City of Glasgow, Matthew Nicholson. In lane 9, representing Loughborough, Max Hewitt. Those are the finalists for the men's 200 metres breaststroke B final.
Well, it's really, if you were going for a meal, this would be an amuse-bouche before the A final. It's just a precursor to what everybody is waiting for, to see Jamieson, Murdoch, Rodgie, Benson, Lim, Rossmuir. But this is their moment. This is their 2 minutes 30. Ian Rose of Warner in 3. Nicholas Quinn of Edinburgh University, a 20-year-old with the 2:16 from the heats. Well ahead from the heat times. The 20-year-old in lane 4 with a 2:16. Really a different shelf from the rest in this B final, but with a second swim, anything's possible.
Yeah, look at him attack this swim, Nick Quinn, Irishman. So he can't get into the A final, reserved for the Scots, but he's really going to have a go at this race.
Yeah, beautiful timing on the first 50.
29.73, Drew. It's a pretty quick split.
It is indeed. Took a little bit of time to get back into the rhythm. The link between the underwater and the stroke, the breakout, just not quite there. But again, at this stage, you're maybe not expected to be. The rest of the swims in 3, driving hard. Ian Rose of Warnder. In lane 5, Guy Davis, well back. So the racing coming from up there in 0 and 1. Quinn goes through in 103.2. We saw Jemison go through in 101. So again, just a class of swim, but really working his opportunity here.
Yeah, he's really hammering this third 50 as well. He's really gunning for this one. He'd be looking for a time between, I don't know, 2:13, I think. He'd be really happy with around about 2:13. He's really gunning this.
Is that what he has to get?
I don't know what the qualifying time for the European Championships is, but knowing Nick, just qualifying for those championships won't be good enough. He'll want to put something in that will make him be able to be competitive at those championships.
Well, he's run away with this. He's created a 10-metre gap. It's a race for second place in the B final. Across the pool, the 2 Warner Summers. Now we're looking at Quinn, 15 to go, driving in. The clock at 2:06. This is where it hurts. You can see the strokes shortening up, shorter and shorter and shorter, and then a big lunge for the wall on the last stroke. 2:14.40. A big shout, so we hope that means something positive. 2:24 for second place from Andrew Page, and a third Ian Rose from Warner at 2:24.84 for that third place. But it was all about Quinn in the time, really. Quinn 2:14.4, Page 2:24.59 for you statisticians, and Ian Rose, Warner 2:24.84, and a tight finish with Davis.
All on his own here, Nick Quinn. Really hurting at the end of that race. Took it out very, very fast. Trying to build into the wall here. Spots the wall, head down.
Well, here we go now for the introduction for the men's 200 breast A final.
Tate. In lane 6, representing Warrender, Andrew Rodgie. In lane 2, representing University of Stirling, Rossmuir. In lane 7, representing Warrender, Craig Benson. In lane 1, representing Warrender, Chris Kerr. In lane 8, representing Warrender, Daniel Lim. In lane 0, representing South Ayrshire, Cameron Muir. And in lane 9, representing South Lanarkshire, Cameron Park. Those are the finalists for the men's 200 metres breaststroke.
the A final, the much expected final, with Michael Jimison going a wonderful 2:09 this morning. There are 3 or 4 men here who could go under the time and get a position for nomination. It's going to be a great race. We'll see what Murdoch has in reserve. Callum Tate, 2:14.6. The time they're looking at is 2:14.09, so it's very low, 2:14. Craig Benson out there in 7, maybe a dark horse on the 200. Roger Warner, 2:15 in the morning. Very positive statement from Jimison after a little bit of showboating and playing around with the event from Ross Murdoch, but now it's got to be all about business.
Yeah, I think we could be watching something pretty special here. Michael Jamieson looking very powerful down this first 50. Ross looking very relaxed and long. A number of guys going to be vying for that second and third place in that qualification standard.
Well, it's no pre-selection. He's got to do the race and not be disqualified. But wonderful pitch. So 29.17. Wonderful, beautiful, long, smooth stroke. Lovely in the second 50. Trying to go with him, Benson from 7 in the red hat of Warner there, nearest to us. In the black hat in 3, Callum Tate of Edinburgh, just hanging on to this race. In 5, Ross Murdoch, also up there in the second wave of Summers. In the first wave, it's 105.8. That's what he wanted to split, 61.5. Now, a very strong back half, but Benson having nothing of it. It's going to give him a race. Murdoch trying very hard to come up on the Scottish champion, the Olympic silver medalist. 3 just behind him, all vying for the second spot as Jamieson leads them with 50 to go.
Yeah, Ross Murdoch really starting to wind himself up. Michael's got a bit of clear water. Can't see anyone catching him from here. Second and third spot's going to be very, very close. Callum Tate looking very good. Craig Benson went out fast, maybe tiring a little, but he's going to be tough to beat as well.
Callum Tate then on the bronze medal position. Benson trying to move through. Ross Murdoch cutting down the lead as Michael Jimison starts to tie up just a little bit. Not getting the distance now. The legs are heavy. They're not getting the power, but he knows to make the adjustment. 1 stroke to go. It's a 2:08.01. Remember his record at 2:07 point. A 2:08.1. Very special swim. Murdoch in second place, 2:09.15. And Callum Tate in third at 2:11.02. Well, there's the berths filled in the 200. What a swim, what a race.
Unbelievable swim there. Michael Jamieson, 2:08.01, not so far off what he did for that silver medal in London.
Gold to Jamieson, 2:08.01. Ross Murdoch, 2:09.15 for the silver. Callum Tate, 2:11.02. Tight finish with Benson. What a swim from Jamieson. And although he's media savvy, wonder what he'll have left for the interview.
Well, he came in finishing very strong there, Drew. Looked like he was tiring a bit, but he picked up that last 25. Yeah, really coming high out the water there, Michael.
Well, there was the effort. Might be a little disappointed in the final time. I think he wanted to go a 2:07 or better, but 2:08.01. It's still clearly another great positive message. 2 swims in the single figures, 2:09, 2:08 for the 200 breaststroke. Really great. Michael, well, doesn't really want to be interviewed after that event. Can't blame him. I'm sure he had another time in his head and a little bit disappointed in that, but special race.
Jamieson, congratulations, gold medal back home in Glasgow and under the nomination time for Team Scotland. Tell me how you feel about that race.
Well, I mean, it's another little milestone, I guess, on the way to this summer. Got far too excited this morning, I think, going 2:09. I couldn't really sleep this afternoon because I felt great this morning, but I've definitely used all my juice up. So I was in a body bag on that last 50, so there's plenty of work still to be done.
So obviously back home in Glasgow, you were here for Duel in the Pool. What's it like racing in Tollcross, where of course the Commonwealth Games will be held?
Well, it's brilliant. I mean, you can see it's a world-class venue, and you know, the organisers, everyone involved, done a fantastic job setting the pool up. So thanks very much on behalf of all the swimmers, and I'm sure this summer when this place is full, it'll be a hell of an event.
One quick last question. So obviously British Champs is next week, but with all the depth of breaststrokers in Scotland, how important was it for you to set that qualification time for nomination here at Scottish Nationals?
Well, good, but going off the time I done tonight, I think I need that extra week of rest before next week. So I'll definitely be looking to go faster than that next week.
Well, thank you very much. Congratulations once again, Michael Jamieson. Everybody, let's have a huge cheer. Gold medalist, Michael Jamieson.
Yeah, an intelligent analysis from Michael again. Very calm about things. Not sure that he would actually really want to race again next week. It's another practice, but you really want to have a little more rest, a little more recovery, and maybe just a look at a few things before you come back and do that level of swim. I think he had in his head a very different ending, but what a great race. Super commitment, and he just pulled those other swimmers through. Good champion, good comments.
Yeah. As you know, he'll know that other guys will be watching him as well, so he'll be very aware of what he's saying. He'll be trying to build his confidence going into the Commonwealth Games, and there'll be a couple other 208s coming from Australia as well.
Presenter is Colin Gregor, team captain of the Scotland Rugby Sevens team. The bronze medalist representing Warrender, Megan Briggs. The silver medalist representing the Borders Elite Swim Team, Lucy Hope. Lucy's representative picking up the silver medal, but the gold medalist and Scottish national champion 2014, representing Carnegie, Chelsea Lawson. The Scottish Gas junior champion 2014, representing North Ayrshire, Jennifer King. Ladies and gentlemen, your medalists for the women's 200 metres backstroke.
Well, nice view of this wonderful Tollcross facility, and just awaiting the women's 50 freestyle event. Remember, we start-end moves to the other end of the pool, and we have a multi-classification 50 first of all. Then we have the B final with again 3 of the Viamse Belgian representatives, Ramael, Siesmans and Boyce, right in the middle of the pool, having a club battle there and easing out a number of the Scots from the B final. And then when we come to the A final, we've got Shan Harkin of Stirling, 19-year-old, who went 25.57, getting under the qualifying time in the heats. Now she has to do it in the final, being in the top 3 swimmers. We'd hope that maybe a couple of others could come from their 26 points into that 25 mark. And now the breaststrokers have had a quick turnaround and coming out for their presentation.
The bronze medalist representing Edinburgh University, Callum Tate. The silver medalist representing University of Stirling, Ross Murdoch. The gold medalist and Scottish Gas national champion 2014, representing Edinburgh University, Michael Jamieson. Scottish Gas junior champion, representing South Ayrshire, Cameron Muir. Ladies and gentlemen, your medalists for the men's 200 metres breaststroke.
Well, finally a smile from Jamieson at the end of that presentation. Tired-looking athlete as well, he might. 2 great swims in the same day. Never mind his disappointment, we've enjoyed it. Again, a chance to see that very tough finish. Legs not just quite working. Shortening up the stroke, but driving into the wall for that 2:08.01. Next event up is the women's 50-metre freestyle multi-classification, 5 swimmers in the field. Well, another little glitch, the communication between the presentation and the call room, just not quite slick enough, and I'm sure behind a couple of light fawn doors across the pool from us, there's 5 swimmers waiting to come out for their final. Door opens, somebody pops the head out. It's it's Brian Rick's farce here. Wonderful. Look out, they're behind you. Long drag for these swimmers and for the audience. You want to have a slick event, of course, but, well, Gremlin's better here than later on. And certainly next week, all eyes will be on the British Championships and the event organisers. Here they come.
Let's welcome the swimmers in event 208, the women's 50 metres freestyle multi-classification. In lane 6, from Best, Beth Johnston. In lane 5, from North Lanarkshire, Amy McFarlane. In lane 4, from Perth City, Regan Doig. In lane 3, from Stirling Swim, Hope Gordon. And in lane 2, from West Lothian, Laura Pilkington. Those are the finalists for the women's 50 metres freestyle multi-classification.
Multi-classification 50 freestyle, not a lot of room, not a lot of time. Regan Doig in lane 4, back out again, battling for another medal.
Yeah, great start. Great start from Regan Doig. Really motoring down the pool. Making the other girls swim in her wake. Trying to keep the head down, trying to keep driving into the wall.
Scottish record for, sorry David, the Scottish record is 29-1 for her.
29-1, it's going to be just outside that.
So remember, still the summer to come over there in lane 2. Remember, we have Laura Pilkington. 51.63. And she's in there. 50.75. Another great swim there from Laura. It's an S10 record. Here it is, Doig 30.6. Hope Gordon 33, McFarlane 33.63, but now those times go to the points book and get converted, and then the order is sorted. It often goes with the way they finish, but of course the classifications make it very different. Results analysis. B final. Women's 50. Here they are. 3 Belgian swimmers in the centre of the pool.
University, Jessica Wilkie. In 8, representing South Aberdeenshire, Jessica Christie. In 7, representing First, Rebecca Murray. In 6, representing Ealing, Katie Avramova. In 5, representing Belgium, Kimberly Buse. In 4, representing Belgium, Julian Siesmans. In 3, representing Belgium, Maika Ramel. In 2, representing East Lothian, Rachel Sharples. In 1, representing East Lothian, Gillian Clark. In lane 0, representing United Bristol, Annie Brown. Those are the finalists for the women's 50 metres freestyle B final.
Well, the Scottish Summers up against the English and the Belgians. Julianne Sissimans in 4. Very powerful, athletic, very strong, compact swim. Powerful start. Up very quickly in lane 4 and right into the stroke. But it's all in a line. Again, the Belgians having a private affair in the middle, and that might... Yeah, lane 4 just starting to stretch now, Sissimans.
Yeah, looking very good, very powerful. Hopefully she'll break under that 26-second. Head down, no more breathing, reaching into the wall.
Clear victory in 26.07. She went 26.04. Looked good at 10 metres to go, but a lot of strokes in that last 6 metres, I thought.
Yeah, maybe just slipping a little bit.
Sissimans 26.07. Boyce, the second Belgian, 26.57. And Christie managed to split them with a 26.67 third in that B final.
Please welcome the finalists for the women's 50 metres freestyle A final. In lane 9, swimming unattached, Sarah Hamilton.
So Sissimans taking the B final. Women's, this is the women's A final for the 50 metre freestyle.
Representing University of Stirling, Shan Harkin. In 3, representing Warrender, Katie Stark. In 2, representing South Aberdeenshire, Rachel Masson. In 1, representing Best, Lucy Hope. And in 0, representing Carnegie, Kirsty Simpson. Those are the finalists for the A final of the women's 50 metres freestyle.
.25.83 is the qualifying time for nomination. Harkin already slotted it into place with a 25.57. Can she do it again? Lane 4. Battle between her and Eloise Barber and Stirling. They use a lot underwater, but they all come up in a line as they go to the 25.
Eloise Barber's got a great start off to the 25. Got to keep an eye on her. She's going to be very close to that 25.83 qualifying time. Nothing to split them at the moment.
The straight arm stroke of Arkin going into the wall, really accelerating into that par. It's a good 25.57. It's the same time as the heats, but she's done it in the A final. She's won the race. Absolutely certain then of a nomination to the Commonwealth Games team for the 50 freestyle. Shan Harkin did the business. Barber in second place, 26.24. Masson coming through in 26.40 in a very tight finish.
Almost a carbon copy of the race she swam in the heats. Very straight arms, bobbing up and down a little bit, but very powerful. Keeping her head down, opened up a big lead, reaching into the wall. Timed that pretty well, to be fair.
Yeah, I just couldn't see much wrong with it. Didn't quite get the same good start that she had, and I think the 25.57 came more off the swimming a better finish than she did in the heats. But yeah, hey, what do I know?
That sounds about right to me. She didn't have much of a lead at the 25, but really used her power at the back 25 to open up that gap.
So the thoughts of the winner then, and that's Shan Harkin for the 50 freestyle.
Shan Harkin, congratulations. That was an incredible race. How do you feel about your performance?
I'm happy, but I was hoping to go a bit faster than this morning. So, no, I'm still happy I went under the time. So, yeah.
Well, of course, as you said, you were both underneath the qualification time for nomination this morning and this evening in the final. Does that affect you? How did that impact you going in, knowing you'd already swum the time?
Well, I've done it before in Belgium earlier this season, so it's kind of the same as this morning.
Well, congratulations once again. Everybody, let's have a massive round of applause for Shan Harkin.
Thank you.
No problem. Well done.
So clearance. The pool. Get another look at this. Slightly on the right hand side of the lane, long straight arms, head down. Now, where's the breath? Is there a breath? Not a brave and courageous swim there,
Yeah,
About 10 strokes.
She'll have
no
planned
breathing.
that. She'll have planned that.
The next race up then is the men's 50 metre butterfly. This is a B final followed by an A final.
Representing Belgium, Egon van der Straten. In lane 5, representing United Bristol, Bartek Karpic. In lane 4, representing Belgium, Glenn Surgelus. Lane 3, representing Loughborough, Adam Fall. In lane 2, representing Swim Ulster, Jordan Sloan. In lane 1, representing Aberdeen, Suleiman Butt. In lane 0, representing Fife Performance, Jordan Lamb. Those are the finalists for the B final of the men's 50 metres butterfly.
B final for men's 50 butterfly. This is a power swim. Lane 4, Glenn Surgalus. You can just see the athletic nature, the narrow waist, the strong upper body. But at the end of the summits, who judges that finish best? It really always wins. Got to be spot on the finish. 25 to go then, 50 fly, B final.
Surgalus looking very powerful here. Really takes up that whole lane. You wouldn't want to be training alongside that. Look at him coming into the wall, head down. Very powerful finish.
Well, smashing victory. You're right, he's wide, isn't he? He's a wide guy, broad shoulders, really wide arm recovery, but power for that 24.78 first place. Timmers, the second Belgian, 24.92, and Carpets, 25.28 for the third place in the B final.
Opened up a bit of a lead, really driving into the wall, trying to hold his breathing rhythm all the way into the wall. Peter Timmers, didn't notice him down there in lane 7, but he had a great swim.
Now the men's 50-metre butterfly A final.
In lane 8, representing Carnegie, Mark Sharanek. In lane 7, representing Perth, Eamon Rivers. In lane 6, representing Carnegie, Craig Bowman. In lane 5, representing Warrender, Josh Booth. In lane 4, representing University of Stirling, Cameron Brodie. In lane 3, representing City of Glasgow, Daniel Scott. In lane 2, representing Warrender, Sean Campsey. In lane 1, representing City of Glasgow, Jamie Graham. In lane 0, representing Fife Performance, Greg Watson. The finalists for the men's 50 metres butterfly.
Well, very tight. It's a big ask to go down to 24.31. 2:25 wins from the heats, Cameron Brodie and Josh Booth, and they're in 4 and 5 respectively. Mark Shranek of Carnegie swam so well last year. He's still looking for a really top-class swim. Second Carnegie swimmer in 25.18. I think it's a big ask at 24.3 for the 50 fly. This is the A final. The victory could really come from anywhere. Josh Booth looked very powerful and strong in the heat swim, the 18-year-old. And a very good start he gets here. Just dropping off in 3 was Daniel Scott. Booth on the rise then. Now they come, 10 metres to go. This is where it all happens.
Yeah, try and pick a winner here, Drew. Looks like Cameron Brodie, or perhaps up in lane 2.
Ooh, I said it could come from anywhere, and it's come from lane 1, 24.62. Nice to see a sprinkling of 24s, but getting down to 24.3 I thought was a big ask to start with. Anyway, the A final, the gold, Jamie Graham, 24.62. Sean Campsey in second place with that 24.8. And Josh Booth held on for the 24.81 bronze medal. Surprise results in the 50 fly.
Yeah, really couldn't pick a winner from this point. Really great finish from Jamie Graham, and Sean Campsey, what a great swim from him coming in. Really kept his tempo all the way into the wall, timed that finish perfectly from Sean. Almost nicked it.
Campsey and Graham, of course, next door to one another, so, you know, good racing side by side. And that's what we've been looking for. A lot of good finishes this time. And I'm sure we'll get the thoughts of Jamie Graham, the gold medalist, the 21-year-old from City of Glasgow. After that wonderful race. Into the 24s, not quite on the qualifying time.
Congratulations, Jamie. That was such a great race. You came all the way from that outside lane at the end to take the gold medal. How do you feel your race went?
Yeah, really good. I knew what I had to do. Had a pretty disappointing heat this morning. I just really over-revved and just tried too hard. So tonight I knew I had to relax, and I knew that the time would come to me. So obviously still outside the Commonwealth qualifying standard, but that'll come next week.
So the 50 metres is such a short event. What can give you that competitive edge over everybody else in the race?
Just stay focused, and the key for me is just to not try too hard, just to really concentrate on what I'm doing and not rush it. So thankfully I did that, so I'm really pleased.
Well, congratulations. Thanks very much, Jamie. Everybody, let's have a massive cheer for Jamie Graham.
Well, I think the edge in that race was about 0.04 of a second. We have a presentation for the multi-classification, the women's 50 freestyle.
So tight coming in, isn't it? Jamie did a great job there in the last 10 metres. That's where that relaxing, like he talked about, will really be helping him.
The bronze medalist representing North Lanarkshire, Amy McFarlane. The silver medalist representing Stirling Swim, Hope Gordon. The gold medalist and Scottish Gas national champion 2014, representing Perth City, Regan Doig. Disability points for the swimmers displayed on your scoreboard. Ladies and gentlemen, these are your medalists for the women's 50 metres freestyle multi-classification.
Well, the 50 freestyle multi-classification presentation over, and of course Sian Harkin getting that qualification time was the star of the A final, so it all came good for her. It's just that Hollywood finish, gold medal, national title, qualifying time, job done. Wonderful moment for her. This is the A final medal presentation.
The bronze medalist representing South Aberdeenshire, Rachel Masson. The silver medalist representing the University of Stirling, Eloise Barber. The gold medalist and Scottish Gas national champion for 2014, representing the University of Stirling, Sian Harkin. the Scottish Gas Junior Champion, representing Warrender, Katie Stark.
Medal presentation then for the 50 freestyle. Lovely qualifying time for Shan Harkin. And we look forward to the next event, the women's 800 metre freestyle. This is the last individual swim of the day. It's with 4 heats this morning. A little bit of reseeding, and that was caused by a late spot that they had accidentally seeded an English swimmer into the heat 5, and quick reseeding, and now we have, before that 800, we just pick up another medal presentation.
The bronze medalist, representing Warrender, Josh Booth. The silver medalist, representing Warrender, Sean Campsey. The gold medalist and Scottish Gas national champion for 2014, representing the city of Glasgow, Jamie Graham. Scottish Gas junior champion, representing Heart of Midlothian, Cameron Finlayson. Cameron Finlayson's representative, Lexi Waller, picking up the medal on behalf of the junior champion, Cameron Finlayson, from Heart of Midlothian.
Well, it's a representative taking the medal for the junior title as Finlayson gets ready for the relay, but well, he may never get a chance like this. She may never get a chance like that again with 3 strong butterflies surrounding her. The last individual event of the day, Megan Gilchrist in lane 4, 8:41 entry. Very interesting situation this, because you can have big drops in the 800, and it's an 8:38.58 qualifying time they are chasing, as we have the swimmers for the 800 freestyle. Here they come.
In lane 4, representing Edinburgh University, Megan Gilchrist. In lane 5, representing Loughborough, Aisha Thornton. In lane 3, representing City of Glasgow, Camilla Hattersley. In lane 6, representing Geary, Hannah Miley. In lane 2, representing Windsor, Lucy Campbell. In lane 7, representing South Lanarkshire, Meg Finnan. In lane 1, representing Warrender, Rebecca Smith. In lane 8, representing Dumfries, Abby Houston. In lane 0, representing Warrender, India Dodd. In lane 9, representing Ren 96, Fari High. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the finalist for the fastest heat of the women's 800 metres freestyle.
Well, a very interesting lineup. India Dodd with a wonderful split at the end of the 4x200 last night for a silver medal position. Megan Gilchrist, 8:41, the Edinburgh University 23-year-old in the pole position, but never discount Hannah Miley in 6. .800, first 200, settle into the race, find out what you like, and then a lot of work in the middle, and hopefully just saving a little bit of energy for a fast finish. Well, just at the beginning of this 800, we're going to see if you've put in any interesting tweets. What have we got, Dave?
Yeah, for sure. Lots and lots of tweets coming in, supporting all the Team Scotland nominees. Susan Swarbrick says live stream is excellent. Thanks, Susan. Trying as hard as we can to keep this as entertaining as possible. Sorry you can't be here. Kerry-Ann Payne, congrats to fellow Team Red Sky athletes, Hannah Miley and Robbie Rennick on the nomination times. Peter Ferguson says good luck to all the guys that made the 100 back at the Scottish Nationals. Hope you're enjoying the meet. Tonight's finalists for Larne Swim Club, and all the best to them from Peter Hill. Rebecca White watching the swimming brings back memories of training in Tollcross. I bet they're fond memories. July is going to be awesome. Good call, Rebecca. And more support from Swim Ulster for the guys and girls that are racing from there. I hope you're having a good meet. And from Paige, sitting at the computer buzzing for Callum's 200 breast final. I can't watch, he says. Well, he did a pretty good job, so I hope you're happy with that. And finally, Craig Morton, Ross Murdoch, amazing swim. 3-second PB, absolutely smashed it. We're all chuffed for you. On to the 100. Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. Thanks a lot for that, Craig, and I hope you're enjoying the swimming. Keep the tweets coming in all weekend at hashtag SGNC 2014.
Thanks, David. Now, while that, you've seen the event unfold, the first 200. Now, what we're seeing here is that Aisha Thornton of Loughborough, 22-year-old, Anglo-Scot, out early. Nice long stroke. Very little leg kick, absolutely nothing. Any movement there is coming off the body, rotating in the arms, going in an alternating pattern. In 3, we have Hattersley. And she's been swimming well this week, Camilla Hattersley. A great medley, remember, against Hannah Miley. Hannah in 3rd place. Nearest to us in the white hat in lane 6. It's a good positive swim for her club, I expect. Not really going for the 800. The qualifying nomination time for nomination, of course, is a quite tough 8:30, 8:58, but not impossible. And 3:09 on the way through, and we're just drifting out to 65s. I make that, but it's all about even pacing, and you can bring that back a little bit because you're just off the first 64 on the second 100. Nice stroke, nice tempo, but is it fast enough?
Nice race unfolding, Drew. Aisha Thornton right out in front, looking very strong. Lovely long stroke. Hannah and Camilla Hattersley really kind of battling away there for 3rd place, and Megan never gives up, Megan. So you can never count her out. She'll keep plugging away.
Well, 8:41 for Megan. She's off the race pace at the moment and getting to halfway, so she has to really move up if she's going to have any challenge. Miley moving up now onto the feet of the leader, as is Camilla Hattersley, the 19-year-old representing City of Glasgow, in lane 3. 4:15 on the way through then. So drifting out to 65 high, 66 for the first 400, 4:15. Now, depending on your conditioning and this even pacing and stroke control, you could go nice even pace, 4:15. Remember, 8:38's the target time. Give themselves a chance at it. Miley coming off the wall, such a good competitor, and although it may not be her main event, she's a racer, isn't she?
Yeah, she can't help it. It's just her sort of automatic function is to get in there and race as hard as she can. It's going to make this a tough race for Aisha Thornton over the last 300 metres.
Yeah, she's not going to give anything away, is she? She's going to just be professional and do the job. No matter how strong you are, you still want to just pay respect to your competitors and give a good race. So Camilla Hattersley just dropped off the race pace. Now Hannah Miley moving up onto the shoulder of the leader. It's been a good start for Aisha Thornton, the 22-year-old from Loughborough, but Hattersley stalking back on the leader as that pink suit, pink hat just begins to come back on the second and third place swimmers. Gilchrist still working hard.
Yeah, still going strong, Hannah.
While David looks for some interesting tweets just as we come to the end of this. The turnover, 200 to go, 6:27. Hannah just takes over the lead, the feet hitting the pad first. Hattersley coming up as well. Now Thornton knows that Miley is there for definite and can use her to stroke along. Gilchrist cutting the gap from fourth to third. Hattersley trying hard to cut the gap from third to second. And Miley on the lane rope, tight on the lane rope. And now 3 in a line as they go in with 150 to go. A couple of tweets, Dave.
Yeah, here we go. Lewis McDougall, MJ. Michael Jameson is absolutely insane. Scottish breaststroke is unbelievable right now. You're right, Lewis. Really flying. 4 guys in that 200 under the qualifying time. Heather Stark, my 6-month-old, just squealed with excitement at the men's 200 breast final. Inspiring then, young chaps. Get them started young, Heather. And finally,
we've got the bell, Dave, and the last 100. Have a look at this. What do you see there?
Oh, it's going to be a great last 100 metres. Hannah's looking tired, but she's keeping that high tempo, and Camilla Hattersley really working.
Now we see a kick from Thornton. She's held that back. Beautiful, no leg action, all arm action for the first part.
I was just going to say the exact same thing. She just put her legs into the stroke there. It's all going to come down to the last 50.
Indeed, Hattersley still in contention. Thornton in lane 5 in the pink hat. Stroke for stroke with Miley. Miley, remember the experience. Remember the talent. She's in here for a race. Hattersley just off the gold medal position. But as we come to 25 to go, she moves up on the swims. Thornton is in danger. Miley quickening up the stroke. 5 metres to go, and Hannah Miley seems to have the edge. A long last left hand goes in. Hannah Miley in 8:36.49. The Scottish record at 8:33. And Hattersley 8:36.91 also goes under the time, as does Thornton. Well, what a set of swims from the 800 final heat, and still in lane 9. We've got to have this event close. Mari High of Ren 96, the 17-year-old, still battling her event, as is over in lane 0, India Dodd. Wonderful 4x2. Remember, Dodd only 15 years of age. A wonderful swim to silver last night in the 4x2. She completes the 800. And a little pickup from Very High, the 17-year-old, ran 96 to close off the event, the women's 800. What a great race in the distance swim. Miley and Thornton. What a battle. Both smiling and talking. Gold to Hannah, 8:36. Thornton, 8:36.8. And 36.91 for Hattersley. All under the 8:38. Challenging time for the 800 nomination. What a swim.
Well, after all that, Drew, all that 800 metres, it comes down right to the final touch. Hannah maybe just with a bit of an advantage, but nothing much in it. Finishing strong, reaching for the wall. Thornton could have made more of that touch, I think. She just kind of swam into the wall without changing anything.
Yeah, almost as if she didn't know where she was at that point. That doesn't seem right. But here you are, watch this. Reach in on the left.
Sometimes maybe find with some of the distance swimmers, it's just go and stop, you know.
Yeah, a vertical wall, that's what you need to stop. So what does Amy find out from Hannah?
I'm here with the gold, silver and bronze medalists, all underneath the qualification time needed for nomination for Team Scotland. Hannah, can you tell me how you feel about that race?
That was a hard race. Another reason why I wanted these guys to be in on the interview is that I know that they were gunning for the time and they've made it and they so deserve to have this moment. So yeah, I don't need to say much. These guys are the ones who have achieved a massive amount, and I'm so proud and honoured to be hopefully going to the games with these guys. So it's pretty awesome.
Camilla, can you express how you feel right now?
No, I can't actually believe it. I'm so happy.
Aisha, how did you feel? That was such a close battle between all of you. How are you thinking about your performance there?
Can't believe it.
Well, guys, congratulations, Hannah. That was so lovely of you to bring them in on the interview. Everybody, let's have a huge round of applause for all three of these girls. They did a fantastic job.
Well, interesting commandeering of the interview by Hannah Miley. Doesn't really seem to be interested in the 800, although it's victory and the qualifying time. Aisha Thornton needed a little bit of time to process that, I think. But you can see that she was absolutely delighted. The tears of joy in her eyes. And Hattersley also speechless with the success of a time. Never mind the national medal. The next race, the men's 4x200 freestyle relay. What an event to finish.
In 3, Tigers. In 6, Perth City. In 2, North Ayrshire. In 7, South Lanarkshire. In 1, Dumfries Dolphins. In 8, East Lothian. In 0, Isle of Man. In 9, Red 96. These are the swimmers for the fastest heat of the men's 4x200 meters freestyle relay.
Well, this is the last event of the Day 2 finals. It's a relay, a team event. Swimmers love this, getting in with your teammates. It's a 4x200 freestyle relay for men. Something around the anything from 7.5 up to 8 minutes, hopefully. Want everybody to come down. Sometimes a calculated time, sometimes a swim in a previous event. Lane 4, the fastest entry time, 7:43 from the Warnder Quartet. And it's Dale Wellstead that leads them out and does so very confidently.
Yeah, taking it out real strong, Dale. Going to be close though. Talked about this all weekend, about the pacing of the 200, particularly in the relay. Easy to get carried away. They've got to settle down and get into a rhythm. Try and hand over to the next swimmer in the team in the best position possible.
Yeah, one of the dangers you have to watch for is being very slow at the end of the race and threatening the takeover, because when you practice the takeovers, usually the swimmer is fresh and coming in quite fast. Not at race speed, but certainly close to it. But if you go out too hard in the first part, then you're going to be slowing down at the end, and that just gives another factor to be processed by the outgoing swimmer. You don't want to DQ. Now, so Graham Hunter of Perth just taking over. Jack McComish of Glasgow just taking over the race. Sorry, give it to the Perth swimmer, Graham Hunter, but he's lying in 4th place at the moment. In 3rd over there in 3 for Tigers, the Jersey club, it's Ian Black. Well, what a famous name that is for 200 freestyle. Ian Black. All you historians, of course, will pick that out quite clearly. Coming to the end of the first leg. Nice positive finish there. And the handover then. Jack McComish to Alistair Kirkwood for City of Glasgow. 157.75 on the first split.
It's a nice opener for his team there for Glasgow. Leave the rest of the guys a little bit of chasing to do. See James Black just breathing every 4 down here on this first 50. Needs to make sure he doesn't get too carried away.
Yeah, what would be the effect of that, Dave?
Well, if he just held his breath too much early on in the race, he might just struggle to finish off the back end of the race. But he seems to be holding that same pattern all the way through. You might see it start to slip to more and more breathing every 2 across the back 100. You have to take plenty of oxygen, plenty of air on before you need it. That's the key thing. When you need it, it's too late.
Athletes love to prove you wrong, don't they? You know, as a coach, as a commentator, breathe every 4. Next time you look at them, it's every 2, every 2. There you go, look. Just proving you a liar, David Leith.
He is. He certainly is. And good luck to the boy. Seems to be doing pretty good from here.
The gap closing though. That 157, wonderful lead just being cut down in lane 3 for Tigers. Cameron Donaldson, and in 4. It's James Black. Alistair Kirkwood driving through on this last 50, trying to pick it up again. Just a really much closer race over here in lane 8. Danny Kirkham for East Lothian, bringing them back into a medal position. Remember, looking at gold, silver and bronze from here. Time from the early heats, nothing spectacular, 8:16. 3:56 at the halfway point in. Glasgow in the lead, but not as much as after the first 200. And it's a real dash up the first 50.
Yeah, these guys have gone absolutely bananas down the first lap of this 200. Really just want to watch that. Might make for entertaining watching for us though. JJ Gallican really hammered this first 50.
Well, this is what you spotted, David, that they would go very fast out in the first 50, make up the gap, and then have nothing left at the end of the 200. We'll see. JJ Gallican for Tigers then in lane 3 takes over the lead as he moves through to the 85-meter mark in his 200, closing in on the wall for the first half. So Gallican followed by Deans, followed by Matthew Anderson of Warnder. East Lothian dropped back a little bit. So the race seems to be between the three teams in the centre of the pool from the entry times, but not Warnder in the lead at the moment.
He's hanging on to his tempo, JJ. He's not dropping off as much as I thought he might after that first 50, but he's still got 50 metres to go off this turn.
Digging in hard, working. City of Glasgow, Mark Deans coming under a little bit of pressure from Matthew Anderson of Warnder. Warnder moving from third place up to contention for silver medal, and it's Tigers in lane 3. JJ Gallican going to hand over to Tom Gallican, younger brother. Can they be caught?
Well, Sean Campsey going in for Warnder, medalist in the 50 fly, so he's gonna give it a good shot. And going in for Perth City, we've got Stephen Milne. He's got too much to catch up, but he's going to give it everything for his team, which is a mark of the kind of athlete and the kind of character he is.
So Stephen Milne just starting to attack not Angus Barr, it's Finlay Williamson that's anchoring the East Lothian back to the front of the race. This is Tom Gallican for Tigers, driving home. A good 10 metres lead, 100 to go. Very difficult to catch him now. The battle is the silver and the bronze medal. The Warnder and Glasgow swimmers turning together. Sean Campsey, the better of the turn. Johnson Shearer under pressure to come back.
Yes, race isn't over though. Sean's looking strong. Tom Gallican. The Tigers have got this race wrapped up. They've done a really great job over the last 2 legs, but Sean Campsey's having a really strong leg. And the Glasgow boy just wants to watch himself. Stephen Milne's coming through like an absolute train here.
You're right to spot that, but quite a lot of distance for Stephen to make it up. Anyway, at the beginning, at the front, it's Tigers. Tom Gallican bringing them home to the gold medal. Stephen Milne with every stroke hauling in Glasgow's Sean Campsey. Johnson Shearer rather. Tight at the finish. The gold medal, 7:48, goes to Tigers. Good swim for Warnder, and Stephen Milne has made up an absolute hanging on to the block with the effort for that team. What a split from Milne. Great swim from the team, and puts Perth in the bronze medal position. You'd think the team would be reaching over and slapping him and congratulating. That is a marvellous swim from Stephen Milne. A huge gap to make up. So the tiring swim of Johnson Shearer met the aggression and passion of Stephen Milne, and they switched places from 4th to 3rd, putting Perth in 3rd. There's the result cleared. Tigers 7:48, Warnder 7:53.2, and Perth 57.6 against that Glasgow's 58.51.
Well, Tigers and Tom Gallican had this wrapped up. So great race from them, very well paced, all the boys in that team. Sean Campsey coming through and clear for 2nd. Nice smooth stroke from Tom Gallican. Well done to those guys. Head down. Good skills there. And then Sean Campsey coming through, and Stephen Milne. I don't know how he made up that. He was a good 25 metres back on that Glasgow swimmer.
Well, we'll get the breathless thoughts, I'm sure, from the winning team. They're with Amy.
I'm here with the winners of the men's 4x200 metre freestyle relay, the Tigers from Jersey. How pleased are you with your performance?
Yeah, we're pretty happy with the way we swam, but we just missed our own time for Commonwealth, so at the same time it's bittersweet.
Of course. So you're all swimming here individually. Has anybody had a highlight of the meet so far?
Yeah, everyone's swimming pretty quick and where we want to be for this time of the year, so everyone's pretty happy with where they're at.
Well, congratulations. Thank you very much. Everybody, massive round of applause for the guys from Jersey. Thank you.
Well, we've got a spokesman for the team and obviously an intelligent comment. So this is another look at the Tigers from Jersey. Remember, this is a club event, so they can be in the final heat. And that's Tom Gallagher coming in, just pipping ahead of Sean Campsey of Warnder, who took the silver medal. And we're just not quite seeing the fabulous finish of Stephen Milne taking the bronze, snicking it from the Glasgow team. So Perth in third place. This is the presentation of medals for that exciting 800 swim. Forbes Dunlop doing the medals.
Chief Executive of Scottish Swimming. The bronze medalist, representing the city of Glasgow, Camilla Hattersley. The silver medalist, representing Loughborough, Aisha Thornton. The gold medalist and Scottish Gas national champion 2014, representing Geary, Hannah Miley. Scottish Gas junior champion, representing South Lanarkshire, Meg Finnan. Ladies and gentlemen, these are your medalists for the women's 800 metres freestyle.
Well, nice presentation and broad smiles from the three qualifiers for nomination for the 800 freestyle, and Miley looked delighted and shocked that she was the winner of the 800. Yeah, we're going to have a gap while the three teams of four swimmers get ready for the final presentation of medals in the 4x200 relay. And we'll just have a look at the hashtag SGNC 2014 and see what you've been sending us.
Yeah, Andrew Buchanan says he was at the finals last night for some fast swimming. His favourite race was the 50 back, Charlotte Mackenzie. She has the heart of a lion. Amanda Crawford says, well done, Hannah Miley. Fantastic swims this evening, well-deserved qualifying times. Definitely. Bram Kops, all the way from Belgium. Nice result for the Belgians in the 50 fly. Peter Timmers, nice picture there. Thanks, Bram. And Glasgow Uni, massive congratulations to Camilla, smashing the 800 and gaining a Team Scotland qualification time. What a babe. Proud.
Well, there's some action out there. That's good. Most of it positive and very supportive of both the athletes in the competition. And it's nice that they're out there supporting the exciting presentation of these championships through YouTube. So the 4x200 men, you can just see them readying in the presentation area through the back. Tigers warned their Perth the 1, 2 and 3. And a junior record being set in that 4x200 swim as well. So from today, just you know, like to record and get your thoughts, David, on the swims. I thought Miley's 2:12 with just actually something a bit special given all the circumstances and the expectations surrounding her.
Yeah, she looks like she's really building a lot of confidence going into the games, and you can tell that every time she swims. She looks like she's enjoying herself and that she's really happy to be out there racing.
Well, you got your wish. Robbie went under the 350.
Yeah, I had that. I thought he might, you know. I just thought he looked very, very strong in the 100-metre freestyle, but just maybe lacking that little bit of speed. He says he prefers to swim the 200, maybe the 100 rather than the 400, but I think his stroke lends itself to a better 400 performance.
Good call on that. Catherine Johnson, of course, did the business. 109 again.
Yeah, just dipping into the 108s, and Corey Scott as well. Great swim from Corey Scott. I think that's a real big personal best time for her. Catherine's there or thereabouts, but she might have a little bit of work to do to make some further progress.
That 100 back was just as tight as we thought, wasn't it?
Yeah.
McNally at the end with that tick cranking up at the end just to take the victory.
Yeah, he needs to. For years he's had that same tactic, goes out very, very easily and then comes rattling back home. But I think he just needs to work on just keeping it a bit longer and smoother in.
And that 200 backstroke, very interesting event. I thought Lawson just taking it at the end. Very good. Well, it seems that they're ready for presentation. This is the 4x200 relay presentation of medals.
Presenter is Wyn Hayes, Director of Scottish Swimming. The bronze medalists are the team from Perth City. The team of Graham Hunter, Ewan Simpson, Hamish Milne and Stephen Milne. The silver medalists are the team representing Warrender. A team of Dale Wilstead, James Black, Matthew Anderson and Sean Campsey. The gold medalist and Scottish Open champions, the team representing Walker's Tigers of Jersey. The team of Ian Black, Cameron Donaldson, JJ Gallagher and Tom Gallagher. The Scottish Gas national champions for 2014 are the team from Warrender. Dale Wellstead, James Black, Matthew Anderson and Sean Campsey. Silver medalist in the open event, they are the Scottish Senior Champions. The Scottish Gas Junior Champions are the swimmers representing South Lanarkshire. The team of Ross Leslie, Ross McPherson, Ewan McComish and Angus Barr. And the time set by South Lanarkshire junior team of 808.22, a new Scottish junior record. Ladies and gentlemen, that is your medalist for the men's 4x200 metres freestyle relay.
Well, a crowded podium sees the end of session 2 after a very exciting and for Scottish swimming a successful evening on the second day of these national championships. Rest is important and 2 days of racing to go, but now hopefully we're into some kind of rhythm and everything will just look good for the weekend. So tomorrow, similar pattern in the morning, 8:30 British Standard Time start. We'll be here at 8:15 in the morning. Please join us. David Leeds served his prison sentence of the first 2 days and we'll have Rob Lee with me. Dave, comment, have you enjoyed it?
Yeah, it's been really, really great. It's been good to get a free ticket to watch these sessions, you know, and also just get one of the best seats in the house. But thanks very much for looking after me, Drew, and to all the guys as well.
My pleasure. So thanks to commentator, Glasgow Life, the sponsors and Scottish Gas and the production team. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 8:15 on air, 8:30 start for the session. For now, from me, Drew Gordon, all of us here at Tollcross International Swimming Centre in Glasgow, it's good evening. Have a good rest. See you tomorrow.
Was great, but I'm getting ready to make 2014 even better.
It'll be a great night just to catch up, relax, and you know, as a swimmer, actually get to dress up and look normal.
And then a chance to see lots of people from all around different parts of swimming and have a good evening with them.
The awards ceremony was fantastic with most people turned out ever, so years to come it's just going to get bigger and bigger.